I was that type of parent who worked overtime and worked at like 15 million jobs just to be able to pay for your house, let alone pay for stuff for your children. But yet you still spoiled your children rich. I can't even count all the jobs I did, but I know I worked mostly at the grocery store because that had the best pay. And I knew I drove this beaten up car that was kind of ugly. I knew that, well, basically my entire life was kind of hard. And that I worked so hard that my doctor said I just might, well, I need to stop working hard, I guess. But I would refuse to. For my daughter, I would say, I'm doing this for my daughter. Remember now, honey, my mom used to say, you are the most important person in this world. Not anyone else, but you. I never took that to heart. Never once. And when my mom died, she had it on her gravestone. Still, when I worked everywhere, like the grocery store or Rockstar, which is this place that sells really nice clothing for really rich, snobby kids that really don't understand what it's like to suffer. I know what it's like to suffer, and because I have to suffer every day. I have to suffer through people's mean comments and snad overnight. You know what? Never mind. And my sweet little daughter, my adorable Angelica. She had to be home every day waiting for me to come back. When she became a teenager, I would feel bad for her. It's okay, Angelica, I would tell her. It's okay. Every day I locked my door so that way no one would hurt her, but still, every day it seemed to be unlocked. When I said, "Good morning, Angelica," "Mommy!" Her smile, I remember, that is the reason why I'm doing this. Because of her. Because of that smile that lightens up my day. When I carry her downstairs to watch TV, I say, "Honey, I've got to go get clothes on. Better clothes on, and not my grocery store uniform." Because yes, I wore that the entire day. Okay, Mommy, just let me play around." After I change, I say, "Why don't we go outside? We'll hang out by the pool." Okay, Mommy, my little baby girl says. "I love you, my baby girl," I say. Okay, Mommy, she says back. I just wish that my little girl would grow up to be a good person and not have to deal with this horrible life that I have tried this life I've tried to give her. Before you ask about the stuttering, that's because when I was a kid, I was born with this stuttering disease where I don't always say the right words. Also, I've never fully introduced myself. My name is Lillian Marvin. My husband died when I gave birth, or he left. I don't know. So I've been forced to be a single mom. I've raised my beautiful little girl in a tiny house that I can barely afford rent. When I died young, around 40. My daughter was a teenager and she cried. I died because of my too much hard work, not giving myself rest. My poor daughter, I never really got to see what happened, but all I know after watching over her in heaven is that when the day I died, she ran out and went back home to check out what happened, what it would look like. I know that she cried all the way home, and that when she got there, she was alone. That she went to check out all her old baby stuff, because we had never thought to get rid of them. Memory's sake, I would say. She would hop upstairs and would go into my room and see all the stuff that she never got to see. Then she would turn around, unlock the door, and leaving it unlocked, allowing anyone to steal anything. After her one last look, Then she would ride her bike down into a place outside of town. She would keep on riding even though people told her to stop, or people looked at her like she was crazy. She would ride until she got to the outside. She would ride past the old grocery store. She would decide, I'll just go in and check. My sweet daughter, I'm sorry that I wasn't there. She would check the cashier and start to cry. She would remember all the memories of me having to take her because I did it when she was a baby because I couldn't stop working because I still needed the money. I would think that she would ride her bike through the dark tunnel that she had always been afraid of and always needed to hold my hand, even when she was in her teens. I thought that this would all happen, and it probably did. My sweet Angelica. I love you, Angelica Marvel. You really are a marvel to me. I imagine she would watch us, she would place down my grave, even though no one else really cared for that poor woman who used to live there. I imagine she would place it with my name on it. And I would imagine that she would make sure it was just in the perfect spot, perfect color, perfect everything. And I imagine she would cry. I don't want her to cry, but I know that that's the only way for her to get her emotions out. I love you, my dear Angelica.